Hello. Texas Longhorns whoop up on Iowa State. Don't brag about this one, guys, because you can't really brag about this one without bringing up the fact that we lost at home to these guys last year. And we saw this week, um, they scored 2 touchdowns on our backups. I can live with that. Unfortunately, I did not get to catch the first half, so because I was thought the game was supposed to be on FSN, um, and so I, I was actually playing football and I came in at 7 o'clock and I was, looking around like, it's not like FSN, so I checked all ESPN networks and everything. I thought, oh, that's stupid. I guess, and sometimes FSN, covers a specific game, and they were covering Utah, Washington was the game that they were doing while I was watching. And so anyway, that sucks, but whatever. So I didn't get to catch the first half, but then I looked at the score after I ended up looking at the score at halftime. So, holy crap, we are kicking butt, 34-0 at halftime. Ash actually impressed me a few times after today when I saw him playing. With his passing, I hadn't really seen Texas let him go or let him loose in the passing game. Um, I hadn't really seen him throw many passes. I think I saw him throw one that I specifically remember against BYU where he just threw out on the flat. It was completed, and I remember him throwing one or two passes against UCLA, but nothing really impressed me. But today, a few times where he got out of the pocket on the run and threw an accurate ball downfield, much like McCoy would have. I was impressed with that. He can actually throw the ball, which is, like we said, this is really the first time we've seen them do that. Mac Brown was saying before the game that he wanted to be able to do some things other than just, run the ball with one guy and pass the ball with another guy. He wanted to, show that, that each person had a different aspect of the game, of their game, something else that they could bring to the table. Again, of course, our running game was very good with Malcolm Brown. He's going to get about 5 yards a carry. It's just, I don't know what it is about him, but he has that will and determination. The commentators are talking about it during the game that he's lost his shoe in back-to-back games now because he's running so hard. He loses his shoe and he doesn't give up then. He just keeps on rolling. But he's got quick feet. He doesn't quit moving his legs, and he just finds a way to, if the first hole isn't there, it's okay. He'll bounce out and look for another hole. So I was impressed with our defense. I was impressed with our defense. Um, we had a lot of penalties there in that second half, but we're playing backups. We're playing young guys. We have 23 freshmen on our team this year. 23 true freshmen, I believe. I'm not completely sure about that statistic, but I know we have at least 18 true freshmen because we played that many against Rice. And it's funny to me because people keep saying, what is the difference in this Texas team? What is the difference in this Texas team? And no one wants to point out the one simple fact. The fact that just Garrett Gilbert just wasn't the guy for us. We made the quarterback change, and all of a sudden we went from a team who couldn't convert a third down that was a, indigestion waiting, indigestion on a stick, I guess, waiting for any fan or any coach to actually a team who's actually pretty good offensively. Now, again, we have not been tested yet with these backups. And we really played pretty well against BYU, who seems like they're going to be an okay team this year. But they're certainly not Oklahoma or Oklahoma State. It's going to be like Murderer's Row this year playing in the Big 12. Easily one of the toughest conferences. We're not even going to count Texas because I'm not even sure how good we are on a national level compared to these teams. You have Oklahoma State, you have Texas, Oklahoma, regular Oklahoma State, Baylor. Not really sure anymore about how good Texas A&M is going to be, which is a shock to me because I thought they could be a legitimate team to win this conference. Coming into the season, they looked great last year. I thought, they probably could be better this year, but somehow they managed to lose today. I'm not sure what happened there. And last week, of course, their collapse against Oklahoma State, I was kind of giving them a pass on that one because it was Oklahoma State, another legitimate team. But I'm not sure what happened today. But anyway, it's going to be a murderer's row this year because we've got those 4 teams, but right now this Texas team looks like a team on a mission, and I mean that in all seriousness, a team on a mission. And going back real quick, don't count out Missouri. They seem like they're going to be a pretty good team this year too. And of course, we got to play Kansas State. We know how it goes with them. Anyway, we look like a team on a mission though, because I saw players say make good plays, make great plays, make big plays, and they didn't get up and hoot and holler about it. They didn't get up and brag about it. They didn't get up and swing your arms around. I saw last year games where we were losing by multiple scores. I'm not talking down 10. We would be losing. I believe one time last year we were losing like 31-3 to Oklahoma State, something like that. And James Kirkendall made a great grab down the middle, and to his credit, yeah, it was a very good grab. But he got up and he throws the ball up in the air, and he's waving his arms, trying to pump up the crowd, and screaming and yelling. We're down by 4 touchdowns, and he's sitting there bragging like he's the best team that's ever seen Texas football. But guess what? He was on the worst team, a key member on one of the worst teams in Texas football history last season. This year we don't have it. We see great guys make great plays and they just get up and they go back and play defense. So I'm gonna over the camera a little bit. It's like you're barely getting my neck in it. Anyway, but they just go back and they play defense. That's it. They make a great play. Okay, let's go back. Let's play. The guys on offense. Okay, let's get to the line of scrimmage. Let's get this play snapped. I always saw Jordan Shipley and Mike Davis who I celebrated a few times tonight. Things like that, and Shipley and McCoy, but nothing extreme. Just this team just looks like they're on a mission to prove that they are Texas. That last year they lost to UCLA. Well, it's not happening again. We're going to pound them. We beat them by 29. Last year we lost in Austin to a subpar, maybe even worse than subpar Iowa State team. But this year we play the same team and pound them again on the road. On the road this time. So this is just, right now I don't think we are focusing on Oklahoma. I don't think we are focusing on anything. I don't even think they're necessarily focused on. I don't think they're focused on making a statement. I think they're just on a mission to not let what happened last year happen again. I don't think they're specifically trying to prove and make everyone say, "Holy crap, Texas is back." They're just here to say, "Yes, we are going to win. We're going to play. It is no longer, oh, we're going to play Texas. We're going to get some shots in because we haven't in a while." No, this is going to be, yeah, you are coming into Texas. You are going to prepare. You are going to plan. You are going to worry. You are going to not know you're going to win. You are going to wonder if you will win. Texas is getting back to being a team that will win every game, a team that is favored in every game already. I mean, I think this is going to be a very good team. Manny Diaz is doing magical things with that defensive front. He subs in a lot of guys. We have a lot of young guys defensively that are disciplined. At least the starters. The backups had a lot of penalties when they were in. But the front, the first string, very disciplined, and it's full of a lot of young guys. Bynum, a young guy. Why can't I remember his name right now? It's gone. Anyway, our other cornerback, very young. We have some young linebackers back there. We've got Randall, who I believe is a senior, and we've got Robinson, who's a senior, and Gideon. But that's really it as far as our experience on our defense. Vaccaro played some last year. Christian Scott played some last year. But they were first-year players last year, first-year starters on a terrible team. So there's a lot of young guys, and they're playing fantastic. And like I said, Manny Diaz just has so many creative ways to get pressure on guys. And, like we heard the commentator saying, if we can get half as much pressure on Landry Jones next week as we were getting on, I forgot his name, just saying, I've got the box score here. Jams, yeah. if we can have so much pressure on Jones as we were getting on Jans today, it's going to be a long game for Oklahoma's offense, especially because when you look at them, Florida State was able to shut down the run and get pressure on Landry Jones and force them into really simplifying their offense. Oklahoma's defense looks really good, though. So we could be looking at another type of defensive game between Texas and Oklahoma, like we saw when Colt McCoy was a senior here at Texas, and I think we ended up winning that one 16-13. I think we could easily be looking at another one of those games, but um, offensively, we have to make sure we actually get a few first downs, make sure our defense is rested and prepared. But let's not look forward to Oklahoma. Let's just enjoy another win, another week, going 4-0, just 2 wins away from being bowl eligible, and just focusing on, yes, we won another game. We are one step closer to a bowl game, one step closer to improving and becoming, once again, a better team, a powerhouse. 1 year of rebuilding does not mean anything. And this kind of makes you wonder what would have happened. People thought that maybe it was for the better if McCoy got injured in the championship game against Alabama because it gave Gilbert that experience. Well, if he'd stayed in, we probably would have won. And McCoy probably would have been the starter next year. It kind of makes you wonder what would have happened last year. We might have been an 8. I don't know how good we would have been last year. But I'm guessing we probably would have been kind of 8-win team last year if we could have gotten Gilbert in there. The whole team, or if we could have gotten McCoy in there, but it's in the past anyway. But this does kind of make you wonder what could we have done last year if Gilbert hadn't been the guy. But still, 4-0. Just be happy with it. Just take it in. Enjoy being able to beat a team you're supposed to, and with authority. Enjoy it, because we haven't had that in a year, which isn't long. For most teams, it's been a lot longer than that. But for Texas fans, a year of not being positive that you can beat a bad team that you should beat, not being confident that you can get a third down, a third and short even, that is something we have not experienced. That is something that it is just very nauseating for Texas fans because we haven't seen a whole lot of that. So the assurance that, yeah, you can have confidence. We'll get this third down. We'll stop these guys on third down. We will win this game. To be able to say that with confidence and not worry about it, it's something that we didn't have last year. And so it's just so refreshing to have that now because it was a long season last year. But hook 'em horns. Sorry, I did a little Spider-Man thing. Hook 'em horns. Looking forward to that game next week against Oklahoma. I won't say anything about it right now, other than what I did about, what I already said. But anyway, get back to you. Just enjoy the game that we had tonight. It was good.